Hi, I'm Laura from Ontario Business Central, and today I'm with Debora Gemmell, who owns Thrive Wellness Solutions. Thanks for coming in, Debora. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
So you started your business in 2018, and you're a life and business coach.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about what that is?
I help people who are not where they want to be in life, but don't know how to get to be where they want to be. I help them close the gap. It can be in business, it can be in life, it can be in relationships. Usually it's because of some sort of negative self-talk, believing we're not good enough.
So can you give me an example of a business coaching that you've done?
So I just actually wrapped up with a client. She was being significantly underpaid in her position. She would email somebody and she would say something like, "I'm sorry to be bothering you," or "I hope I'm not bothering you." And that's just all symptoms of not having enough self-esteem. And so I worked with her for 6 months. She just went in and asked for the raise and got it.
Oh, good. Now, what made you start your business?
I had a really great corporate career. I worked in the movie business. I worked in sports marketing. I worked in the stock market, always overperforming, overachieving, but never thinking that I was good enough. And so I did a lot of work on myself and ended up in a position at the Royal Conservatory. And I discovered that it was my own attitude that was a problem and nothing to do with those people. And I was able to change that. And when I finally learned that lesson, I had already been training to be a coach during that time. I was packaged out of my job there. And 2 days later, I went and had my first business booth at Pride in Toronto. That gave me some kind of little validation. And then I also met my first corporate customer.
Oh, good.
And he has since referred me to at least 20 people. And that just kind of grew my business out of Canada, into the US, into Europe. I've coached people in South Africa. So it just kind of blossomed like that, yeah.
So what did you find to be one of the biggest challenges in starting a business?
Me. My own fears. So 2 things that really scared me, and I think for probably most entrepreneurs, would be tech, because I'd always had corporate jobs and all I had to do was phone the help desk. But as an entrepreneur, I didn't have that. I was the tech department.
Yes.
The other thing was the financials of it. Filing with the CRA scared the living daylights out of me for HST. And so I hired a bookkeeper who did know how to do that.
Yeah.
And of course, I've gotten much better with technology of like learning it myself.
Necessity. I know a lot of entrepreneurs are really afraid of taxes and taxation and how that works outside of somebody just giving you a check and depositing and going on with your day. When you have an entrepreneur, you have to consider all of these things. So what's one of your proudest moments of having your business?
Business-wise has been being able to overcome my fear of tech and, of course, being able to figure out my finances. I have now let go of the accounting company and I'm now filing my own HST. And then from a coaching perspective, it is being able to witness my clients go from being so afraid and so stuck to being able to prosper and really begin to create what they want to do and step into their power of doing that. It always makes me emotional. It's remarkable to just see the potential in people, and you just have to help them see it themselves.
Right. Now, did you ever get any financing or grants? Everything you've done on your own?
Yeah, I had a mentor at the time when I was let go from the conservatory, and I didn't see that coming. But when I was being given my package, she called and she's like, "Deb, you are meant to do this. So take the money and go do this." And I just never looked back after that.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. And for somebody who was always really scared, when I look back now, it's remarkable to me that despite being scared, I still knew that this was what I was meant to do. Yeah.
Very good for you.
Yeah, thank you.
I think that's one of the biggest things that hold people back from being entrepreneurs is their own fear of the unknown and failing in that unknown. So if you were talking to somebody who is looking at becoming an entrepreneur, what kind of things would you say to them?
One, that if you have a passion for something, then you are meant to do it, and that we are capable of always figuring something out, even when we think that we're not. We just have to have an ability to ask for help. And I really think in both my corporate career and as a coach, relationships are the #1 thing. One of the things I say in coaching is that look at what what everybody else is doing and do the opposite. Because you might think, oh, because everybody's doing it, they're right. That's actually not generally true. You want to go the other way and just follow what your instinct is to do.
So did you have many mentors when you were starting?
I did have my one mentor, and they were this couple, Tony and Michael, that I'd met from my corporate career. When I'd started the business, I was wobbly as anybody would be, but I knew that I needed to go talk to them and see what they say, because I knew they would tell me the truth. You know, Michael asked me, what is it you want to do? So I told him what I wanted to do. He just looked at me. He's like, Deb, you just need to do this. He goes, you've sold me. And I know he wouldn't say that if he didn't mean it.
Do you have any employees?
I just have me. I have in the past had a marketing manager. I've done all the social media and all of that. I just came to know that for my kind of coaching, that's not really where I want to be. And I'm more about high touch rather than high tech. So I'm more about connecting with and serving people.
High touch instead of high tech.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you keep it more like a referral business.
Yeah.
So have you found being an entrepreneur has helped you financially?
I'm doing better now, but again, like everybody, I had to work through my own money issues and gain the self-esteem to do what I do and ask for what I know I'm worthy of. And so I just understand that if they're not ready to invest in themselves, that doesn't have anything to do with me.
Okay. If you could give 3 words to put out to somebody who's looking at being an entrepreneur from your own experience, what would those 3 words be?
Definitely service, courage. And I think the other thing that has helped me the most is being consistent. One of the things I coach around is something that I refer to as being our goals. So a lot of us view goals as somewhere to get to. Mm-hmm. I view goals as, you know, who am I being today to be my goal?
Right.
And it's a very different mindset about it. But it's taking actions each day to be my goal. So being here with you today and having this opportunity is me being my goal of getting out there and sharing what I do with other people.
Right.
And helping people do whatever it is they need to do to be their best selves.
So tell me about a typical day for you now that you've been an entrepreneur since 2018. I assume your life has changed a lot.
It has. I had a fear of not having a paycheck.
Right.
So, you know, so I called myself the entrepreneur with a paycheck every 2 weeks. So today my life is different when I worked corporately because, of course, in those days I worked a lot of hours, easily 12 hours a day. Today I tend to coach first thing in the morning. Through my experience, find that the most powerful time of day to coach people because we don't have the noise of the day yet.
Right.
So I can help people get to where they want to be and set them up for the day. I won't coach really more than 3 people in a morning because I want to make sure they each get everything that they need. Right. And then I'll spend the next couple of hours early afternoon doing the business side of it. The one thing that I really hadn't seen coming that is happening now is I'm getting a lot of younger people. So I coached a 14-year-old boy last year who had kind of started to go off, was lying and starting to do sneaky stuff. So I coached him for 6 months and he's doing really well now. I coached a little girl with Down syndrome. I used to be active with Special Olympics and she was having a hard time in COVID, so I coached her back. So that isn't something I really would have put in my business plan, but it's what's happening. And so I have a lot of clients now who want me to coach their nieces and nephews, their kids. Because honestly, the younger we can learn this, the better off we're going to be, right? We don't have to live 30 or 40 years with this mental chatter happening.
What about branding?
So because I've been in marketing a good part of my career, I was pretty able to create branding. I knew what I wanted to do, so my marketing manager created my website on Wix and did the layouts. I found a graphic designer who I'd met just through the business world. He also does printing, so he designed all my logos, which is like a yin and yang with my initials in it, and that just kind of speaks to what I do. So
you registered in 2018. You've had the business for a while. Have you thought about incorporating?
I had, but I seem to have a story in the early days up until now that I was too small to have to be incorporated, but it is on the radar to do that, especially as I start to get out there and start doing podcasts and grow the business. But yeah, whether my story was true or not, that's the story that I was living with. So I stayed with it.
Right, right. So as an entrepreneur and a business owner for now 7 years, what would you say to somebody who's looking at becoming an entrepreneur?
Feel the fear and do it anyways. Do not listen to your chatter. Do not listen to all of the megaphone. I'm not good enough. I can't do this. I don't know what I'm doing. Don't listen to any of it because it's not true.
Very good.
Yeah, I'm living proof of this.
Aw. Well, you know what, Deborah, thank you very much for coming and joining me and talking to me about your life experience as an entrepreneur. I very much appreciate it.
Thank you. It's been fun.
Thanks
Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome.